What's up? What's up? I mean, are we crispy? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. What up? What up, chat? What's good? Are the levels is good? Are the levels is good? What's up? Are we crispy, family? Want to make sure everything's all right. Boom. I think we good. All right. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your boy, Proceedings. Late start today. I apologize for that. I see my boy, Call Me Jay's up in here. I think he's setting up.
Bro, you always late.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fashionably late. I keep it fashionable. You know what I'm saying? You can't show up at the party exactly when the party starts. You know,
I know, man. It's a Puerto Rican thing. I feel you.
Not only that, who shows up to the club when it actually opens? Like you ever seen somebody like waiting, like the first person at the door when the club opens?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not how it is.
Yeah.
You want to let it marinate. You want to go in when it's already popping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ghost in the Garage Gaming. He said, just want to support the homie. Thank you for the super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy. I hope everyone's enjoying the content and stuff like that. We'll see who's so show up. I think Craig is supposed to show up. We'll see how it goes. I know it's been a slow news week for talking about topics and stuff like that. But we'll make it through and stuff like that. We'll see what we got going on. Shout out to the chat and everybody showing up. Really appreciate you guys rocking out. If you could hit the like button and tweet this out. And shout out to Ghost in the Garage Gaming and everybody up in here. So, yo, Call Me Jay, what you been up to, man? How you been?
Yeah, just been busy with the girl, you know.
Oh, okay.
I came to visit her, and we've been out, you know, going places and eating and such.
Oh, nice. Okay, where you
Yeah.
at? All right, it's good, man. So you having a good time and stuff?
Yeah, just chilling in Memphis.
That's what's up, right? Did you get Spider-Man for PC?
Not yet. I'm not at home.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I want to try it though.
Yeah, right.
I saw a mod that changes the Raimi suit to a black one for the Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
And I'm like,
the Venom
I made
suit.
it the black suit.
The Venom suit. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna happen. I said that like when the first conversations came up about PlayStation ever going to PC. I said, man, if Spider-Man ever goes to PC, you're gonna see they're instantly gonna get somebody's gonna mod it and get the Venom suit instantly.
Yeah, so this is version 1 because now what they're doing is they're switching the colors or taking models that are already in the game and making them playable, so you can play as like actually Peter Parker without the suit, or as Mary Jane, or you know, Mr. Fisk and shit like that.
Yeah, all that stuff, man. I could see like it's pretty much endless.
This is the beginning. So when they figure out how to import and export stuff, you're gonna see a ton of crazy shit.
Yeah, you're gonna see tons of stuff, man. I wouldn't even be surprised if someone really puts in the legwork. They add like a whole new map, because you know some people were playing the game on PlayStation. They will go to the end of the bridge, but there's only so far you can go before the game pulls you back in.
Yeah,
right?
It always takes you back.
Yeah, but I can imagine somebody will actually add Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and just complete the map, and if somebody, somebody really wants to put that dedication, I could just see that shit going ham, where they just do their own replica of Brooklyn, Bronx, all that stuff. Yo, it's crazy.
It all depends on how much the people that are actually digging through the files to figure out how much they can mod.
Yeah,
it depends how much they can mess with the game itself, because they could. Like, it could go many ways. Let's say it is possible, but there's going to be a limitation always. So it could be, hey, you have the main map and you have Brooklyn too, and it can all load at the same time. But maybe it's not. Maybe the engine doesn't let them be as flexible because they don't have as much of like level 0.
I see what you're saying.
They can't mess with the code as much as a developer would. So they maybe can load a level right? But it'll be the game will think it's an interior level. You know, when you go inside of a house, it's like its own thing, right? It's not part of the open world. Okay. They could do that and have a Brooklyn, right, with a skybox and all the other stuff. Okay. And the engine just thinks it's inside of a room when it's not. Okay. It depends, really. Yeah, so we'll see.
It's the complexity of that, right? Shout out to Ghost of New Orleans. He says COD is huge because sales and Sony make most of it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that with Microsoft's comment. And Ghost in the Garage again with the Huno. He said, here you go, let's go. Oh, he ready. Ghost in the Garage is ready. He's just ready to do something. Oh, he's excited, you know. I'm assuming he saw the debate or something. You saw the debate? You watch me break out the cobwebs and get back into fighting shape and stuff like that. So that was a good time and stuff like that. All right, so we'll look at that. Hey, did you get the chance to see my debate that I had with Junos?
I saw. I came in late. Okay. I saw like 10 minutes before King Trash came in and freaking just roasted the fuck out of that guy.
Oh shit! Yeah, the Green Thread.
So I don't know how good the debate was between you two. How much was said, right? But when he came in, it gave me the impression that the guy sort of was just like throwing shit at the wall and waiting for something to stick whenever he was being questioned about something. So I felt kind of like, this guy doesn't really know what he's talking about.
So it pretty much went exactly. So the first reason, right? A lot of people ask why that even bother, right? And I think from my view is after a certain point, you know what I mean? Obviously you have the trolls, those guys you can ignore, the guys who create the August, 2022 accounts, those guys chasing clowns or whatever, right? But when you have people on Twitter that, they have their accounts around for a while, obviously they don't have to be content creators. And they're consistently making these weird points, or I'll just say points, right? And I'm thinking, okay, let's find out if those points sound as good as they sound live on air, right? Because you can say some stuff on Twitter, and you think that it makes sense, because you know how Twitter is. You have so many characters, 240 characters, and then everything just doesn't line up. You know how Twitter is. It's just whatever. But when
it's made to be, like that. Yeah.
It's like quick notes, right? But when you try to make your points live on the air, stuff doesn't sound as good as it is. It just doesn't. It doesn't resonate.
You're like, oh, okay, never mind. I changed my opinion on this.
Yeah, but that's assuming they're willing to change their opinion, right?
Right.
So that's what the debate about. What caused me to invite him to a debate. I forgot what topic it was I made on Twitter, but he's been following me for a long time. But ultimately he says something about, I think it was me and BG. I think he tried to say it to me. I can't remember, but he said something to the effect that, but you guys never look at facts or whatever. And I was like, okay, fine. I don't use facts. How about we debate that? We'll just go live on the air and we'll finally put this nonsense to the end, right?
Yeah.
So I told him he hit me in a DM. He hit me in a DM, which I give him to because a lot of times when I make that, challenge, a lot of people run away. So I said, cool. You go make the topics, because what I didn't want was, since it was gonna be on my channel, I didn't want it to make it seem like I'm stacking the deck. I said, hey, you make the topics. It's on you. You make the topics.
I saw a tweet that someone said all these topics are very anti-PlayStation.
Yeah, that's all him.
And that's good. I like that you do that. That you give them the choice to be like, hey, you bring your topics. Let's discuss your topics.
I will. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's it, right? That's exactly it. So that way, because obviously the fact that it's on my channel, obviously my audience, any guest has a little disadvantage, right? But the reality is that's irrelevant. That's just people talking to chat. The real advantage is the topics. And I said, I'm not going to bring up any topic. You bring up all the topics. This is you. However you want to word it, whatever, you brought it up. So he brought up all the topics. So when I posted on Twitter and told everybody, hey, me and him are going to have a debate, these are the topics, everybody's like, even from the DMs, they're like, hey, what the hell kind of bullshit Xbox fanboy topics are these? I said, hey, those are his topics, right? That's what he wants to talk about. Hey, we're going to go at it and stuff like that, right?
I personally think that that's the best approach of going about it, giving them the option to bring up the topics. And then obviously if you see something that's too extreme, then you're like, we're not going to discuss this because it's too much.
Yeah.
But if it's reasonable and something you can actually speak on, then I think that's a really good idea.
That is true. Like if it's a topic like, all right, we're gonna talk about AMD versus Nvidia, I'm gonna be like, well, I can't really help you there because I don't really have an opinion between the two, so I don't know what the debate would be, or at least I don't know how I could participate in that debate because I really don't really care about the whole AMD Nvidia.
Yeah, that's a good example.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so some topics, depending what it is, or like xCloud versus PS Now, I'm gonna be like, I really don't care.
Exactly.
I don't really care about that either. So if I don't really have an opinion, I don't really care about that either, right? So something like that. But he brought up the topics. I looked at it. I'm like, yep, we could talk about it. He even asked me, okay, what topics you want to talk about? I'm like, no, this is more than enough. This is more than enough. All you, this is how we do it, right? So he goes in the show. Alright, and I'm like, I couldn't get a moderator, but that's cool because I could control and make everything thing. I just told him a couple of things, so that way it's fair and equitable. One, don't interrupt each other. Let each member just finish the point. But I did say interruption is fine if you don't understand what's being talked about. You can interrupt because then it doesn't make sense to let the person finish and then you just come back with, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, because then it makes the person talking confused too.
Yeah, so like if the person's talking and you can interrupt, like, wait, excuse me, I don't really understand what you're talking about. What topic, if there's something you don't understand, yes, then you can interrupt just to make sure that the point being spoken is, so that's okay, right?
Yeah.
But don't interrupt just simply because you heard something and you want to tackle that one specific part. Listen to the whole point and then address the whole point. I also mentioned that don't bring up 30 questions. Like if you want to make a point, right? Don't just spit out 40 points, like 40 questions, right? Because by the time you're done, I'm not going to remember the first 10. Just make one point, stick to that point. I mean, if you have 40 points, we could talk to them individually. Just don't mention them all at the same time because that just gets, we just lose track. Like
just basically be reasonable because the person you're talking to isn't a robot. Like, it doesn't have a hard drive for a brain.
Yeah,
you can't just feed them a bunch of questions and then expect that person to remember each and every one of them.
Yeah, so if you bring up all those points, I'm not, if you bring up, well, Sony does this, I'm only going to remember the last one you said. The first 5, I'm going to be like, I don't remember. Like, so stick to one point, whatever. And then just be consistent, stay on topic. Don't switch topics, just stay consistent on the topic, right? So it was pretty reasonable. But as right off the get-go, we talked about a certain point, and he was already trying to, finagle his way out of it. I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be, within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long debate. Like, this guy's already just, even the people in the chat, like, wow, not even 5 minutes. This guy's already going off tangent or moving the goalpost. Like, it was pretty crazy. But with that, for those of you in the chat, because I see some of the conversations, yes. So it's on the channel, obviously. It's in the library. The last episode before, the most current video that's uploaded is a live debate I had with a Twitter handle of Junos23. And yeah, we had a live debate. It's been a while since we had a PlayStation versus Xbox debate. It felt kind of good. Going back to that, I know that's how I first started and introduced myself in the community by doing debates and stuff like that. It felt kind of good, man.
You'd be like,
I was that dude.
Let's go in the alley and circle around. Let's do a fight. Let's go.
Yeah, basically. Shit, man. Yeah, I was that dude, bro. I was that dude. Man, it was good times, man. Yeah. It was good time. So,
Someone asked what's the topic about. It's not a topic. He was just recapping mostly what happened.
Yeah, so I was recapping. So I was recapping the debate I have. You could check it out. It was a good debate. Well, it depends on your lens. If you enjoy, me doing what I do best, you're going to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
I really hope that more people from the other field, that be Nintendo, PC, or Xbox, can be like, yo, I want to debate you on something, and it'd be more often that it happens because it's something that, it's been a while since you did something like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, most people seem to get scared when you ask them, hey, you want to you want to debate on live stream?
Yeah. So with that, just like how I invite anybody, if, if they want to, get on the show, whatever. If there's anybody that be like, you know what, Puerto Rock, I want to debate you on this. Just hit me up in the DM on Twitter. Let me know. We'll set up a date and time. I would like to try to do it on Thursdays. We could call it Debate Thursdays and stuff like that. May not be every Thursday because I understand it's based on who's available. But just hit me up on Twitter. Shoot me a DM. It's open, so I don't have messages blocked out. It's public.
I'll do a debate.
Oh shit, Craig!
I'll do a debate.
But
if I win, you have to stream the whole Mass Effect series. You have to stream it live.
Hey, Craig, man, don't make this Cain and Abel, man. You know what I'm saying? And my brother's keeper. Don't make this Cain and Abel scenario, bro. Nah, what's going on, my brother?
What's happening?
I don't think I would take that. I cannot risk streaming the entire trilogy of Mass Effect. That is a lot to dedicate to.
Yeah, even just one game out of the trilogy is a lot of time.
Yeah, I would have to speed run. I would have to play it on PC, get a cheat trainer, and just speed run this shit.
You can't even, bro, because if you start skipping those dialogues, you're gonna be so confused.
No, I know the game. I beat it already, so I know the game. Yeah. So screw the dialogue. Keep it moving.
Oh, okay, no, you already did. All right, never mind. Speedrun that shit.
Oh yeah, I beat the game. Oh yeah, it's a fantastic franchise. Is that just that Craig just plays it over and over and over?
Oh yeah,
well, there's so many different scenarios you can take the characters through. Yeah,
man, he's just trying to have sex with every gender and every alien race.
I've done that. The Captain Kirk run. Yes, that's what it's called. The Captain Kirk run.
Yeah, I only played 2.
It's hard.
Someone gifted 2 to me, and I played it and got all the achievements on my old Xbox account. So it was really good. Yeah. It's one of those games. It's like Skyrim where you pop it in, and it's like the game. There's a hand that comes off the TV and pulls you in. You just get lost in that universe.
Oh shit!
Pop it in.
Hey, Psycho Gamer, you always welcome to hop onto the channel, my man. He says, yeah. My Psycho Gamer's like, yo, he wants to debate Craig and whoop his ass.
Oh shit!
He said he's about to clap your booty cheeks.
I know what he's talking about, and no, he doesn't. I'll actually bring my sister-in-law in, and she'll rip his ass. She'll emasculate him.
He said he's about to clap your booty cheeks. So stop playing with him.
No. He's on some bullshit. Psycho Gamer, one stop years ago was nice to you. I will not be. You need to go about riding your cycle.
Don't mess with him. He out here with his Tesla, driving around, taking care of the environment and ready to clap your booty cheeks. Keep playing with him.
Yeah, I don't do. Yeah, those I don't lose.
Elon Musk style. Don't play with him.
He has a right to his opinion. We had a little thing on Twitter yesterday. I gave it to an actual attorney, Porter Rock, and she said he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. What
are we talking about? Hold on. Psycho Game, you want to get on? Because I think you need to defend yourself.
Yeah, bro.
He can get on. But you're going to have to pull up the documents. You're going to talk about it. I can't stay long because I do have to work in the morning.
All right, so we'll go through. Pause with the cheese.
He's talking about leaked documents on some bullshit. He's not talking about games. He's talking about documents. What are you, an attorney now, Psycho?
Wait, right. He protecting Trump?
I don't know what he's doing.
Mar-a-Lago? Are you Trump's attorney? Mar-a-Lago? Yo, Psycho guy, hit me up in the DM and I'll send you the invite. It'll be good to have you on. My man protecting Trump. The Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, what he's doing?
He protecting Trump, man. What are we doing here? Oh man!
What are you all talking about? I can stay a little bit longer. I do have to check some email and do some Skype stuff with the office here.
Okay.
Oh damn!
All right, so let's talk about the first part. Microsoft. Yeah. Something. He said that Microsoft again, in their ever mission to acquire Activision, they are now saying that Call of Duty would not be profitable if they remove it from the PlayStation brand. That it has to stay on PlayStation because removing it from PlayStation, it won't be profitable. So we'll start with you, Craig.
Microsoft actually said that?
Yeah, they said that. That's what they're saying to.
Well, did they testify in front of a regulatory committee, or is that just something they're just pulling out of their ass? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking for clarification.
So I don't know. I'm gonna say this. So let me answer your question. So they're conveying it to the regulators and all that.
Okay.
But I don't know under what condition. I don't know if it's under oath or just statements.
Okay. Well, if they're testifying in front of actual regulators of countries, they're under oath. Okay. Well, they have the numbers, and this is what I try to tell people: we don't see these numbers, so. I'll just go ahead and say, all right, if that's what they've told multiple regulators, whether it's the U.S. regulators or British regulators or whoever they told that to, you have to take them at their word. They're not allowed to go in front of these regulatory committees of nations and lie. That would be an antitrust lawsuit. That's where the antitrust stuff comes in. So again, I would just take them at their word because we don't see their numbers. We don't know what their projections are. And if that's what they're saying, so be it. So be it. That's the way I look at it until somebody can come out and say Microsoft is not telling the truth. Here are the other numbers. Okay, fine. I will take them at their word. But that's what I was trying to say to people a week and a half ago. Once they went in front of the United States Congress and they said this game will stay multi-plat, that was the end of the conversation. How it got turned into what it got turned into, because they're testifying under oath to Congress. There are multiple Senate bills that Microsoft is lobbying against and for, and there's multiple Senate bills that Sony is lobbying against and for. So it's, to me, I think you said it last week, Porter Rock, that everybody's doing their job here. Microsoft has attorneys and Sony has attorneys, and so I would just leave it there. You're not an attorney. You're not in front of the regulatory board. And I know what this is about. The Xbox community wants to finally say, we now have a game that you must have an Xbox for. But when Microsoft went up in front of Congress and testified, if they want to be held in contempt of Congress, so be it.
Did they testify to kind of like what? Like, did they?
The Federal Trade Commission, the people on there are part of the congressional board.
Yeah.
So they were under oath, and they want to make sure Microsoft doesn't get a quote competitive advantage. That's why they're up there, and I still think the deal goes through. I've never said it wouldn't. It just may take them longer. And what I think will ultimately happen is, just as the Bethesda deal went through, how Bethesda operates as a separate entity within Microsoft, the same as Bungie operated as an entity within Sony.
Okay.
This is going to be something similar to that. It's just that splits everything right down the middle, and that's more than likely where they end up. But as far as Microsoft saying it's going to stay multi-plat, if they've said that, and I'm saying this for everybody, if they've said that in front of a congressional committee and they've gone to other countries and testified in front of their boards that it's going to. If it doesn't, Sony is going to walk into the United States federal court, and file an antitrust lawsuit against them. Now, Sony may not trust them because of what happened with Starfield and stuff like that. That's what is probably going on, but that's just me speculating. Again, not an attorney, so therefore people just need to take it at his word. The mere fact that this crap is still getting played shows you how desperate people are, because they ain't got no games. They're not talking about games. What game is Microsoft going to put out in 2022 besides a game called Plague's Tale where some white kid talks to a bunch of rats? I mean, is that all we got here? I mean, it's getting to a point where it's getting sad. They're online. They're talking about Congress. They're talking about attorneys. They're talking about leaked documents. Where are the games? The Xbox is a game device. It's not a device. It is not a device that teaches you law. It's not. It's not a device that does that. It's not a device that you bought so that you can keep up with regulatory things. That's what people are doing. So, talk about the games that are coming out. At least give me that. I mean, like, what did that one guy say in Heartbreak Ridge to Gunny Highway? Look at me when I'm talking to you, son. So that's what I got about it. I mean, it's just Microsoft is going to do what they say they're going to do, or they're going to be an antitrust court. That's all I can really say about it.
I want to ask you something, Craig, because I don't really know that much about it. But when they say something in court like that, for example, what you said that they said to the U.S. Congress about Call of Duty being a multi-plat, indefinitely,
that's what they told the regulatory committee.
Yeah. So when they say that in front of court, that's something that they can't revert back no matter how long time passes?
Well, it's not court. Well, no, now that's a different set of things now you're going into. Like I said before, if they went in front of the regulatory committee of any country, it doesn't matter if it's Canada, it could be, whether it's Korea, or that's why they're going all around the world to test, to talk to the regulatory committees. It would be easier just to go to the United Nations and do it, but because the countries are already there. But if they go ahead and they say something under oath that they know isn't true,
they can't walk back on it.
They could go to antitrust court. Yeah, they could be taken to antitrust court. That's all.
Right.
I mean, it's not anti-consumer court. It's antitrust.
Okay.
But can they go back on their word after testifying? Well, I mean, isn't that what Amber Heard did? And didn't she get hammered?
Yeah, that was mostly like just trying to understand, because I don't know if it's like you have like 5-10 years and then you can walk back on that or something like that.
They might.
That's basically. Oh, okay.
Yeah, call me Jay. You're right. They might be able to. Again, we're not attorneys. Here's what I do.
Right, we don't know everything, basically.
Yeah, if you go in front of Congress, if they call you in and then you get put under oath and you testify to something and good and goddamn well you're not going to do it, the other parties that could be damaged by it will take you to antitrust court. That's where you'll end up. And guess what the Congress will do at that point? What they've been dreaming to do for 30 years. They'll break Microsoft up. They're already drooling to do it. They want to regulate Silicon Valley anyway, Facebook, Twitter, all that. If they give them a reason to do it, they'll do it. So I am willing, I'm saying right now in front of the world, to take them at their word. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Until somebody can come out in front of me and say, well, they weren't under oath or, whatever. I'll be like, oh, if they weren't under oath, then they can just pull stuff out of their tail. That's why I was just asking Porter Rock. But at the end of the day, you go to Congress, you go in front of this Federal Trade Commission, they are going to possibly put you under oath and have you talk to them on what your long-term plan is. And Microsoft is going to have to say it. And look, Sony had to do it too for the audience. Sony had to do it with Bungie. That's why the first thing Sony said before the ink was dry when they announced it, all their games are going to stay multiplat. All their games are staying multiplex because they weren't going to pull Destiny off of Xbox and possibly off of PC. So it's the same thing. They had, and before the Federal Trade Commission approved the deal, because this is a Japanese company, I believe Bungie is a U.S. company, they had to go in front of them and tell them, no, this is what we're going to do. And that's what they're doing. Like Porter Rock has said, Bungie is an entity within Sony. That's what it is. They operate kind of independently. So, but that's what I got for you, Porter Rock. Sorry I took too long.
No problem. That was a good explanation right there. That's just, is there any way that their statements can be vague? Like, for example, they're saying, Call of Duty will remain multiplat. And once the trade deal goes through, Call of Duty Warzone remains multiplat, but the Call of Duty annual games are exclusive. If that's been asked in the chat, that's a great question.
I have something to say about that.
That's what we don't know.
I think that they didn't. Activision went up. They sued, I think, or they filed something towards another developer who was making like a top-down web shooter called Warzone, because they wanted to trademark the name Call of Duty Warzone, right? So I think that Call of Duty Warzone is not the same as Call of Duty, which is not the same as Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I feel like all of those are like independently trademarked. So when they're talking about a single thing, I feel like they can't. I don't know, but I feel like they can't vaguely just say Call of Duty itself will be multiplat, and then be like, no, I was talking about a Call of Duty Warzone, because if not, they would specifically mention that particular game.
Yeah.
So
good point. Good point. I mean, that's the thing is until the actual paperwork gets drawn up, all we can do is go by what they're telling the commissions of these countries. So that's all I'm doing. If somebody can come in and say Microsoft was never under oath and therefore they're just saying this, because that's all everybody can go on right
that's
now.
That's what I wondered, because
that's a good point. That's a legitimate question too.
So that's let me see. Because that's a good point, because so far from the information that we're getting, it doesn't sound like it's a court thing. I'm not sure.
Well, it's not court. It's Congress.
I know it's Congress.
It's not court. Yeah,
I know. Well, I know it's Congress, but I don't know if they're at the phase where they're being, because swearing in, you gotta testify, tell the truth, all that bullshit. I don't know if all of this is just letters sent to Congress.
Yeah, good point.
Or versus an actual testimony. We'll use that one. So not a court trial. I don't know if all of this information is being presented in under a testimonious, if that's even a real word.
Right. All we know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right. I agree. That's
Craig.
Oh, go ahead, call me Jay. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So Craig said it really well when he was doing his speech. Let's say, where it's like we know very little information. So even though we know certain things about this Congress thing going on with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft wanting to buy them, there's so much more that we still don't know yet about it. So, like, you bring up really good points, Puerto Rock, saying that we don't know if it's just them saying to court, this is what we want to do before we go to court or Congress about it, right? So there's, like, a lot of gray areas and blank spots that we don't have the information yet to sort of make up our own opinions on what it would be.
Yeah, and I'll just close by saying this. There are multiple bills in the Senate and in the House of Representatives that will help Microsoft get this done. Microsoft is lobbying for those bills, which makes sense. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Sony, their lobbyists, the Congress people that they've lobbied have introduced bills to help prevent it. That's what you're seeing. That's why all this back and forth is going on. They are talking out loud to the people that they're lobbying. They're telling their congressmen that they have given money to. Microsoft's like, this is going to help. So you need to be for this. We've donated this amount of money to you. And Sony is doing the same thing with their Congress people. Ultimately, Microsoft is going to get their hands on Activision, Blizzard, whatever it's called. So all Sony can do at this point is get them on, not just Sony, but all these regulators can just get them on paper, saying, in paper, whether they're under oath or not, we don't know, saying that, yes, we will keep this franchise and multiple franchises where they have always been. So if Microsoft is telling us that we can't make money unless we keep it multi-plat, the only people that would know that is Microsoft. And then whoever the testimony is going to, they could then, because Microsoft introduced it, they could say, okay, well, we want to see the paperwork on your projections on if that's true or not. And we'll never see that. We will never see that as far as this as regular consumers until the deal is done. Then you can go ahead and apply for a Freedom of Information Act and get your hands on it. That's the way. That's what we have to do as Joe Q Public. It sucks, but that's the way we have to do it. So I take them at their word that they're going to keep it multi-plat. I'm telling you guys, if they've lied or if they've misled, Sony and other companies can walk into federal court, U.S. court, and say, we're going to file an antitrust lawsuit against this company because they have misled us and whether our other partners, whatever. That's what will happen. That's again, guys, my family member of mine is an attorney, a civil attorney. She does contracts. So I talked to her about this stuff yesterday for about 20 minutes. So she gave me the skinny on it, and she said, all we can do is wait. It's not that big a deal. She said, why are a bunch of people who talk about games talking about acquisitions to this level of law?
Oh, that's easy, because we saw it on YouTube. So obviously I'm a lawyer. The fuck? The hell she thinking?
That was before she hung up the phone. She's like, I gotta go. I have a meeting to go to. But yeah,
that's the fuck. So yeah, I saw that. You know how many acquisitions I seen on YouTube? So I know all about this shit. Clearly, that's how it works.
I mean, none of us are in the room when they're making these decisions, so we don't know what their numbers are. All we can do is they say, okay, if Microsoft has access to their numbers because they're trying to buy them, so they're going to get the books. I mean, this is if you buy. It doesn't matter if you go buy a strip bar, you get access to the books. So maybe Microsoft has seen things, and their accountants have said, "Look, we're not going to make no money on this if we pull it off of PlayStation." This is, as Porter Rock was saying last week, PlayStation is where they're buying that game is mostly selling on that console. And if that is true, And I take Porter Rock. I mean, the king of common sense here. He's done his research. Microsoft knows that too. So to me, it's you guys have got to wait. And this is what happens when you got a bunch of YouTubers and people on Twitter with no law degrees acting like they're lawyers.
Law degrees. We got YouTube videos.
There you go. You got the YouTube street degrees.
Say objection. I see that. I play. You know, that's actually the same thing as court doing it in the game. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Eventually, there'll be
passing the bar. What? That's just words.
Well, eventually, somebody is going to make a game where you play as an attorney. They got you in a power washer.
Put that shit in VR.
Yeah, put it in VR. I mean, again, you got people. You got a computer simulator. You got the police simulator that's coming out. You got all these army simulators. You can call in the B2.
Oh,
what's
shit.
missing? Oh, we don't have a law.
Oh, shit. Bro. Police simulator. Oh, shit.
Yeah, they do. They got a police simulator that they're working on, and it looks
in VR?
pretty good. They've got flight simulator.
No. In VR they have stuff like Thief Simulator, Car Simulator, or Car Mechanic Simulator.
I'm just saying,
among others.
You know, I mean, you could be a cop simulator. You could just be like, "Excuse me, sir, license registration. He got a gun!" And then that's it. And then there you go. I'm playing. Shout out to Johnson. My man says, "You got your Steam Deck, P-Rock?" No. So, Steam Deck is an impressive piece of tech. Let me help out Psycho Gamer. But so Steam Deck is impressive as hell. The only thing is, I don't really care for handhelds. I just don't care. So Psycho, this is what you're gonna do. You know the pic you sent me. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit those 3 lines on the top corner. Your screen's gonna move to the right. Then to the left of the screen, you're gonna see, depending how many servers you joined, you want to look for my symbol, PR77. You're gonna click on my symbol. That's gonna cause to show you a list of my stuff in the server. Then in that room, you're gonna click on general, where it says like the little speaker symbol. You'll see the word general, 60 frames don't like podcast, or live on air. Just click on general. When you click on that, you will jump into that room. It might ask you, there's nobody here. Do you want to jump in? Say, yeah, just jump in. Once your name is in there, then I could grab you and pull you down into the live on air. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense.
You're treating him like a Rugrats, bro.
No, but like but like
if
I
have to hop off though.
All right,
I have to hop off and do this Skype meeting.
Take care,
man.
You all have a blessed. Shout out to the chat.
He's gonna talk to that female lawyer. That's what he's doing. He about to clap.
No, I'm not. Talked to her yesterday. Nothing else to talk about that. It's just like she said. These people need to go ahead and at least go to law school before they start talking about acquisition
or go on Twitter.
Or go on Twitter. Yeah, I guess so. There you go. All right, guys. I'll shout out to both of y'all, man. Have a good evening.
Right,
take care, man.
All right, that's a good point he made. I don't know if this is all under oath and testimony, or if this is just just trying to massage the situation between both Sony and Microsoft. So I have no idea. I don't think you said I've been in there for 5 minutes. I didn't see your name, so go back in there. I don't see his name. Like in general.
Let me see if I can see him there.
I don't see him. He said he's been in there 5 minutes. I don't see his name.
No, I don't see you, Cycle.
So we're looking at it right. So just jump in right now. I didn't see.
Cycle, are you on your phone or on your computer?
I mean, either or would be. It's still. I mean, I know he's on that. No, he's on his phone.
Because on the phone, you just see one screen. You gotta swipe from left to right to open the the other tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a few things that all three of us mentioned that we weren't really thinking about, because all we've been hearing about this acquisition for weeks now is just from the extremist Xbox or weird PlayStation people or whatever, right? That they treat what they see on an article as like point blank factual, right? Yeah. So I guess it's that we've been seeing that so much that we didn't think like, hey, maybe this is not really set in stone yet. This is more like this is what we want to do.
Hold on, let me interrupt. Right? So Psycho, that's fine. Just go in the room anyway. I need to see your name in the room. So just go in.
Yeah.
Just go in.
The general.
Just go in. Just go in the room. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's gonna warn you saying, "Hey, you're the only a-hole up in this room." That's fine.
Yeah.
Just go in the room.
Yeah. So
yeah, don't worry about that. You're the only one there. Just go in.
When you see all the hashtags and then you see the speaker icons, you want to see that. Go click on the general and join. Anyways, regardless of what it says, just join, and then he can drag you down.
All right, let's see if he joins.
Anyways, not to make it
go
so
ahead,
quiet.
Kick it to no, yeah, go ahead. Everybody's like, everybody's just waiting. Like,
I was looking around
on this episode of Discord Z.
Yeah. No, but I guess I'll go for when it comes to that question about Microsoft saying, that Call of Duty they would lose a lot of money or whatever. Right? What was the question? Can you repeat it?
Oh, yeah. So for that, so how you feel about that? Well, Microsoft statement saying that Call of Duty won't be profitable without PlayStation. Do you think it's just whatever they gotta say to get the deal done? Do you think somehow they'll try to make it exclusive in some form of fashion or do something? What do you think?
So I think that what they said is 100% factual. Obviously, I don't have evidence. I don't see the numbers or whatever, right? But I can see, I guess, posts that other companies have made about their games and how they compare between consoles and PC, right?
All right, hold on. Hold on, real quick. Let me.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
so you see the photo. All right. So Psycho Gamer, you sent me this photo where it says general right here. I need you to click on that. Is that a video? I need you to click on that general. It's gonna tell you there's nobody in the room. Just go in anyway. Say join. Just join that room. So you have the right screen. Just click on that general. No. Not the general hashtag. Not that IC. You're clicking not the general hashtag. Not that one. The one below it. The other general. General.
When you see the names of each room, they have an icon next to it on the left side. If it's a hashtag, it's for text. If it's a speaker, it's to the voice chat.
That general. Not
you want to join a speaker.
Yeah. Not the one with the hashtag. That general. I need you to go with that general. This general, okay? So I see why. So he probably was in general, but he was in general chat. Not that one.
Yeah.
I need you. Yeah. Just go to one with the speaker. It's right below bots setup and right above 60 frames no lag. So click on that one.
If he clicks on that link I put on the chat, it'll put him right in the general chat.
Mm.
It'll just drag him into it.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So when you hear from other companies, the only one that I can think of right now is Ubisoft when they talk about their live service games or just their games in general, how much they sell on PlayStation versus Xbox and the percentages and whatnot. You can sort of see where majority of the people are obviously buying these big AAA games, and usually Xbox out of the three, which is PlayStation and PC, Xbox is usually second or last compared to PC. Whereas PlayStation is always number one by a lot, right? And considering the fact that gaming nowadays is a lot more about microtransactions and battle passes and live services, and also considering the fact that literally every company that dabbles on any of those categories have said their company goes from making profit because of the game to making profit because of the microtransactions, no longer because of the game. Also considering the fact that Call of Duty is one of the biggest IPs next to FIFA and Madden and all that other shit, that EA openly reports that it's making so much money out of microtransactions, right? Also, Call of Duty being advertised for PlayStation, having the esports on PlayStation, majority of players are in fact on PlayStation. It's easy to see why it's so profitable because most of the microtransactions come from the PlayStation gamers. As for PC and Xbox, I would say, in my opinion, PC is coming second and Xbox comes last because it's like if you're not on PlayStation, you're on PC trying to stream or play with a higher FOV on Warzone or whatever the hell. Xbox doesn't really give you anything different from PlayStation when it comes to Warzone or Call of Duty in general. So I would say it's number one PlayStation, obviously, number two PC, and number three Xbox. Maybe not by a lot. But their statement is like they probably have to bite their tongue saying that. But it's true. I feel like, yeah, there's no denying that Call of Duty, it being as big as it is, and it having as much microtransactions as it does, $20 skins literally, would make the most money on PlayStation. And if they take that away, they're basically cutting half of the body of Call of Duty, if not more.
All right. So great points, right? So I think that's the general consensus for everybody, that if Microsoft was to, let's say at a minimum, let's say they leave Warzone alone, but they take out the annual Call of Duties, where the one that they release every year is no longer on PlayStation, then all that money on PlayStation that PlayStation generates is going to be gone, and Microsoft, is going to lose out on money on the table, right? But consider this. Let's pretend, I'm just going to make up a number. We're talking 500 million annually. I don't know what the exact number is. I'm pretty sure I could find it. But just for the sake of argument, let's say
being consistent,
let's just say the money Call of Duty makes off of PlayStation is 500 million a year. Let's just call that, right? And that's why everybody is talking about, oh, you're about to lose 500 million a year if you take it on PlayStation. But that 500 million is broken down into certain groups. The first group is the hardcore Call of Duty players. That's their number one game. That's the game they play. They buy the cosmetics. They buy all that stuff. That's their go-to game since 2007, and they play it religiously every single year. If the annual games go to Xbox, that crowd is leaving completely. They're leaving PlayStation. Call of Duty is the number one game. So that whatever, and I don't know what portion is how much money, but whatever that portion is going to Xbox because they're leaving. They're going to leave PlayStation. They're going to go to Xbox or PC. But let's say if they're console gamers and that's their unique environment. Right. So that portion of 500 million is gone. The next one is the guys that love Call of Duty, right? But they also love PlayStation games. So now they normally do everything on PlayStation, but now because Call of Duty's on Xbox, they're still going to play on PlayStation because they love Spider-Man, they love God of War. They probably prefer to play Madden there or whatever. But because Call of Duty Annual is not there, they're going to buy an Xbox, and that's going to be their secondary console. So all the Call of Duty stuff, they got an Xbox, and then everything else, they're going to play on PlayStation. So that portion of the money is going to go to Xbox. The final portion of the money is the gamers that play Call of Duty, but it's not their go-to game. They play it because some of their friends do, and they're like, sure, since I got it anyway. But now that it's gone, they're just going to be like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really care. Whatever, I'll play Apex. So that's the portion of the money that's going to stay on PlayStation. Or that's really the portion of the money that Microsoft lose out. Is those gamers that play Call of Duty, spend money on Call of Duty, but it's not really their go-to game. It's not big enough for them to buy another console and worry about it. They could just move on without it. There's more than enough shooters out there to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So really, how big is that pot that Microsoft, so that's really the conversation. That pot of money versus making this game exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. That's really, I think, the conversation for Microsoft to try to risk.
Right, but it's also this too. It's like I like that you divided the Call of Duty community, or gamers, should say, into three categories. Right, the hardcore, the people that love Call of Duty but play on PlayStation, and the people that rarely play on it. I feel like that third one, it's right on the money. But the other two guys, I feel like since we don't know the numbers, it should be split in half when it comes to each of them, because there's a lot of people that don't touch the main games anymore because they only play Warzone because it has so much shit to do in it. So I feel like the hardcore, I would say like 25%, if not 50% of the hardcore people don't touch the main multiplayer because it's just not getting as much attention as it did back then, and all the attention is mostly on Warzone. You can see it. Although Cold War was a really good game, it didn't get as much maps or updates as it should because most of it went to Warzone. And Vanguard is the same thing as well. Even Modern Warfare, when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, people were like, this is amazing, just give us better maps. But we slowly got those over time because most of the attention was in the Warzone. So that those people that are super hardcore, or the people that play Call of Duty but also other PlayStation games, they also have to think about how many of those two groups only play Warzone now, because Warzone's staying multiplayer no matter what, because it's a free-to-play game, right? So it's like, how much really are they going to, I guess, hurt their image in or their wallet, I guess, by making the mainline Call of Duties exclusive only to the Xbox and PC?
Hold on real quick. This is weird as hell. Hey yo, Psycho Gamer, you see where I'm at now? Hold on. Hey yo, Jay, I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Something. Hold on. All right, Psycho Gamer, you see where I'm at now? Can you join that room? And this dude drives a Tesla. The hell are we doing here? Well, I'm trying to get Psycho Room. Like, this is crazy. Hold up, I'm trying to hook up my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive the technical difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive the intrusion. I don't understand.
Yo.
All right. Oh, okay, cool. So that. Oh, so he made it. All right, I'm gonna pull you down to the live. Okay, good. All right, hold on. Let me pull you down to the live. All right, got him. Yeah. We in there now. Hold on, I'm gonna do one thing. So you hear me, Psycho Gamer?
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right, so hold on. There's one more thing I gotta do. So now I'm about to give you podcast guest roles. So what that means is you no longer need to go into the waiting room. You could just click on live on air. So let's say if you get bumped out or something weird happens, you could just go straight into this room now. You could just click on live on air and boom.
All right, cool.
You don't need me. So what's going on, my brother?
Chill, man.
You drive a goddamn Tesla and you can't mess with Discord? What are we doing here?
Exactly what he told me to do, but I don't mess with Discord like that. So it's my first.
My man got cars that drive himself, satellites, and all this shit. And he can't even get in the Discord room. Like, what are we doing here? I'm playing, man.
Exactly what you said. I'm seeing your video after this shit.
I know, I can imagine. Yo, this shit is wild. When I saw that screen image, I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, yo, I'm like, oh, shit, you need Elon Musk to take over Discord or some shit?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. Or I can hear you.
I think it's a Discord, man. I see that the green circle. I see you talking, but
yeah.
I guess I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear
You're
us.
on the phone, right? Make sure that, I'm assuming he has an iPhone, make sure it's on silence mode, the little switch on the side.
Oh, yeah.
That mutes, media.
There we go. Can y'all hear
we
me?
good now? We good?
Yep.
I think we good.
All right, that's what's up.
Golly.
Oh shit! He got to let his Tesla do this job for him.
Oh, what happened to just clicking on the link and just hopping right in? What happened to that, man? What's up with all this?
No. Okay, so that didn't work. The link that he put out in the chat.
I'm good now. I mean, whatever it is, we good now. But
okay.
That was a lot of work.
No, go ahead.
All right, so next time you come on, it's gonna be easy. Yep. All you gotta do is just come here, click on live on air, and boom, you're in. The only reason why is most people come in the first time, so I have this room locked, restricted, so people can't just jump in live on air whenever the hell they want. I have to give them a role to do that.
Gotcha.
So that's it. So now that you got the role, you could just hop in anytime now.
All right, cool.
Sounds good,
cool.
man. Hey, so go ahead. What? Oh.
I was gonna say, why was Craig so mad, man?
I'm just saying, man. I'm like,
I hurt his feelings.
I don't know, something about lawyers. What were y'all talking about? Like, he got a lawyer. He had to retain a lawyer.
Leaked document.
And shit. What? Like leaked documents? Like, yo, you capping for Trump?
No, let me tell you what happened.
You one of those FBI planted evidence?
Exactly, man. Planting shit. I mean, wait, hold on. First of all, can we curse on here or no?
I was just joking, man. I was like, go ahead. Oh, I was like, my man said we planting on Trump. Oh shit, go ahead. Let it all out.
Planting shit, man. So can you hear me now? You hear me? Mm-hmm. So this is what happened, all right? So he posted, I think some kind of, or was it me? I don't know, but it was a post about like, because you know that article that came out about Microsoft is complaining about Sony buying developers and shit, right?
Okay, yeah.
Microsoft was complaining about that, right?
Yeah,
and I'm saying that was just a response to what Sony said. So, and that's how this whole thing came about. Like something that small.
Oh,
that's what this whole thing came about.
Oh, all right. I thought you.
And he was like, well, something about I can't even remember exactly what it was, man. But that's how the whole thing blew up. Was I was like, Sony started this. He was like, no, they didn't, because Microsoft did this and did that. And I'm like, no. If you look at the whole process, they came to. I guess they asked everybody who has a problem with this. Does anybody have a problem? The long story short, Sony said they did because of whatever reasons they had. And this is just a rebuttal. Like the way they're writing these articles is like it's making it seem like Microsoft is complaining, and it's not Microsoft complaining. It's a rebuttal.
No.
That's what the whole thing was. And he's like, well, they're not forcing these developers to sign. So what it was, that's what I remember what it was now. Okay, so Microsoft was saying that Sony was blocking the developers putting games on Game Pass, right? And he's like, they're not blocking them. They're not blocking them. I'm like, that's what the contract says. And he's like, well, they're not blocking them. I'm gonna call a lawyer and she gonna tell you that they're not blocking them. And I'm like, it's right there in the text. And he's like, and he said, what developers are doing? I'm like, developers don't have to.
Well, it's really publishers.
That's what he said. Yeah, he said did Microsoft name which developer it was? And I'm saying Microsoft don't have to name him because it was a leaked document from Capcom that said here's the whole contract right here. And so I just showed him where the contract was and highlighted where it said that they were blocking content. He was like, they're not blocking it. Okay. And so that's where the whole thing came from. That's
so let's talk about that. That's a good segue because that's the next topic, right? That's the next topic. Sony blocking content from going to Game Pass, or whatever, right?
Right.
Of course, people are gonna talk about it from the metric of Sony evil, Microsoft is Jesus, all that stuff. But when I read all that, and this is let me set the stage, and I want your guys' opinion. When I read all that, right? I don't think people are actually looking at what's happening. So Sony's blocking content, right? But it's not like they're strong arming people. It's like, so let's say if I'm Sony, right? And you're a Psycho Gamer, and you're the publisher, because not really the developers, right? So let's say Call Me Jay's the developer, you're the publisher that's publishing his game, and I'm Sony, or I'm or Porter Rock Console. We'll use Porter Rock Console, right? And I'm Porter Rock Station, right? I approach you. I'm not going to approach Psycho Gamer, the developer. I'm approaching you because you're the publisher. And I'm going to be like, hey, yo, Psycho Gamer, your game looks dope, right? My console's the hotness. My shit's already got 400 million sales worldwide. I got 400 million consoles. My shit is the beast of the beast, right? I want your game to be exclusive to my platform. And let's say you're like, hey, Porter Rock, I understand. But I don't want my game. I don't want the game I have my developer making to be exclusive to one platform. I still want it to be known, throughout everything. I'm like, all right, cool. How about we do this? You can release it on every platform, but all I ask you is that competitor over there, don't put it day one on Game Pass. Release it on that console, but I want marketing rights and do not put it on any subscription service. Just sell it. And you go, you know what? I could take that deal. I'm cool with that. I could put it on every platform, but I won't put it on Game Pass or any of that stuff. Cool. Now, here's the point, right? Now, this is the conversation we need to have, right? If I was able to convince you to agree to that term, and we write it and sign it on the dotted line, is Game Pass all that in a bag of chips if I still have the power to convince you not to put your games on it? Because the way the Xbox side is communicating, you got instant access to 25 million subscribers. Yeah, I was able to convince you, don't do it. And you say, yeah, all right, no doubt. Yep. That's the conversation people should be having. How is Sony still convincing people to not put their games on Game Pass if Game Pass is still if it's such a bee's knees, you make so much money, 20% increase in sales? Why would publishers say no? I mean, why would publishers agree to those terms? If Game Pass is that, you see what I'm saying? But
yeah, right. You are 100% right.
Think about that. That's the conversation we need to ask.
I agree with you, and you're 100% right on what you're saying. They're not being strong arm at all, no. And you're right about the conversation we should be having. But the answer is simple. Sony has the numbers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they got the shit. You know what I'm saying? They got where their games can be on these platforms, or be on the best platform right now. Yeah, the one that's selling the most, and and that platform is going to market the hell out of this game because of what it is, because they the market leader.
Yes,
that what you're saying makes perfect sense.
But
Craig,
he's still coming back after Craig. But Craig's punk ass. I wish Craig was here.
But yeah, so like they are not strong arming them. They making a proposition to them and saying, "Hey, look, this is what we offering, and in order for this deal to happen, this is what you got to do. You got to sign this contract.
Yeah.
You want to do it or not."
Yeah, and that's what I think. Yeah. And I don't think anybody noticed that. Everybody noticed, Sony's evil. Got it. Obviously, business is business, right? Sony's going to do that. What the people should have been asking is, hold up. I got it. We know Sony's doing some messed up shit, anti-consumer. But the real question is, how is Sony still able to convince developers to not put their games on Game Pass? Like, is Game Pass still not at the point where a developer will look at Sony and be like, whoa, hold on, Sony. Yeah, I don't know about that because, Game Pass, we got 30 million subscribers and we want those numbers and we do it day one. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that's the conversation people need to have. How, is Game Pass still not at the point where the publishers could be like, yeah, hell yeah, we'll keep out in Game Pass. This is, at what point will Game Pass become that service where now Sony either has to put up big bread or developers or publishers really will say like, it has to go to Game Pass because that's how you make money. That's the conversation.
And Game Pass ain't there yet.
No.
But I feel like I'm talking to Jay. Is that your name? Is that his name, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about it?
I mean, I don't really have much to say aside from what you guys already mentioned. Like, I've mentioned really good points about, because I didn't really think of it that way, right? I'm not really on Twitter.
It's funny? Good point. Yeah, nobody thinks of that. People just say, Sony's preventing content. Oh, fucking Sony's evil. I'm like, hold up. It takes two people to have sex.
Yeah,
the other one consented.
I have something
that was consent.
About that because you see a lot of people get mad when exclusive things happen. For example, I don't know, Tomb Raider was exclusive to the Xbox or something like that. Whatever the case may be, right? They get mad at the publisher or at the company, Microsoft or PlayStation, but they should really be getting mad at the developer for accepting.
Oh, the publisher. I know, publisher. I want to make sure we put it right because it may not be the developer's fault. The publisher,
whoever's making, whoever is publishing the game, right? Yeah, whoever's working the deal, right? So, like, Microsoft is going to said publisher, and they're like, "I like this game. I'm going to give you this amount of money if you make it only for our platform." If they say yes, then why are people mad at Microsoft? They should be mad at that publisher for basically, gatekeeping the game to only one platform, and that's what's happening right now. So,
but that's business.
So, business. At the end of the day, you just have to wait or just buy the platform if it's never going to come to the other one. So, but people just want to be mad on Twitter. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing, and I'm not trying to change the subject, but in the contract as well, this is where I think people are getting upset. Okay, so in the contract it says, and I read this shit extensively. What it says is, if you put a game on our platform exclusively for whatever, let's say it's for a year. Mm-hmm. After that year, you cannot put that game exclusively on Game Pass at all, period. You can come to us and say, hey, do you want to put it on your service, on PlayStation service? And we'll tell you if you want to accept it or not. And only after that period, after we decline, can you put that game on other platforms.
You mean the
other subscriptions?
Whatever the game is, there's other subscriptions. I'm sorry, you can put it on other platforms or subscriptions. Okay.
So do they specifically?
But you cannot. I'm sorry, but you cannot. I'm sorry, so you cannot take that game and you can't make it exclusive to Game Pass once it's been exclusive on PlayStation.
Okay.
And that's where they're putting them in the corner.
Sony out here like the Godfather, son. Oh,
right.
So
shit.
they specifically said Game Pass, or did they say competitive subscription services?
I'm sorry, you're right. They're saying all competitive services, including Game Pass.
I know why you mentioned Game Pass only because of the topic, but I just wanted to make sure that they were being purposely vague, being like, hey, don't. You're going to put it on media or this or that. Make sure it's on our stuff first. Or if you decline, then you can do it. Okay, then that makes total sense, you know?
Yeah. So, but the thing is, the company has to agree to those terms. And if they said yes, you know what I'm saying? So that's what Sony, when people be like, oh, Sony is being anti-consumer, gatekeeping games and stuff like that, it's both parties. So, so like Final Fantasy, it's just not Sony, it's Square Enix also made that decision. They both decided, we're not putting that on Xbox. We're not putting Final Fantasy VII on Xbox. Both of them agreed to those terms. You see what I'm saying?
What would be interesting to see if Microsoft has that same clause in theirs. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, once you make a game, once you pay for a deal for a year or two, you can't make that same game exclusive to Sony's whatever it is, the platform, the digital platform, whatever it is.
They could?
Yeah.
I mean, they've done something similar before. During 360 era, Microsoft put a clause, or not even a clause. It wasn't even a clause. They straight out, you know, they had a basic policy that any game developer or publisher that releases a game first on a competing platform, Microsoft has the right to reject the game being published at all on 360. So, like, for example, if they put a game first on PlayStation 3, and then they're like, all right, hey, we're going to put this game on 360, Microsoft like, nope, it ain't coming to 360, sorry.
Wow.
And when 360 at the time was great, you know, they were selling a lot. They were selling a lot of games. Hell, a lot of the multiplats sold better on 360, especially in North America. Yep. That's impactful. You know, if you look at the PS3 and it's $600, it's not selling too well, and the 360 is selling great and selling games, and Microsoft's like, hey, you put the game first on PS3, don't even bother calling us. You're gonna be like, yeah, I can't put this game first on PS3 because PS3 is not selling that well, and the games aren't selling that well, at least for like the first 3-4 years. They're not going to risk losing out on 360 sales. So that was a very powerful policy that Microsoft had.
I don't know if you remember the whole thing, but does that count for games that come out on both at the same time?
No, both at the same time was fine. It was either same time or first on Xbox. But first anywhere outside of Xbox, don't even bother calling them. You pretty much created a scenario where it's a PS3 exclusive. They're not even going to bother. They're not even going to bother. And here's the thing. People thought that Microsoft was bullshitting, but there's a reason why Guns of the Patriots never made it to 360. When that shit launched first on PS3, Microsoft said, nope, we ain't bullshitting, and that shit caught a lot of people's attention. They're like, oh shit, Microsoft is not fucking playing. I mean, you're talking about Kojima game, Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear.
But
if you could say no to, if you could say no,
Sons of the Patriots, right?
No, Guns. No, it's Guns of the Patriots. Is it Guns of the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Microsoft said no to Guns of the Patriots, shit. That ain't your game is nothing. They're not playing. But when you think about it,
like 5 discs.
But when you think about it, that prevented a lot of games from being timed exclusive or even exclusive on PS3. It took Sony a lot to try to get a timed exclusive, which is good for the 360 audience. So they sacrificed a lamb, a very big lamb, but in the end, that power gave Microsoft the ability to ensure they attracted the most amount of games for their audience. So that one sacrificial game proved the point to the industry. So the industry wasn't really trying to hear putting exclusives on PS3. It took a lot for that to happen.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense too. But I also feel like that policy, although it's very beneficial for Microsoft, it's not very beneficial for the developers themselves, because if they want to put the game on 2 consoles, they have to work even harder. Even more so at that time where people didn't know how to work with the cell processor that well, basically force and fucking just try and shit out this game for the PS3 so that they can come out at the same time. So. Yeah, I feel like that's why a lot of games came out being really shit in the first few years for the PS3, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that policy was the reason.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. This all shit's weird. So So let's see. So hey, so let me get your point. Going back one topic on Microsoft. So we never really talked much about it live. So I want to ask your opinion on with Microsoft acquiring Activision. Do you think they're gonna try to leverage Call of Duty in some form of way to associate with Xbox in terms of exclusivity? And do you think Microsoft's gonna try to find a way to make that exclusive, even if it's something like Warzone safe, but the annual Call of Duties will be exclusive? Or maybe the annual Call of Duties will be multiplat and Warzone 2. Like, how do you think it's just going to be straight up multiplat and they're just going to worry about cosmetics and marketing and Game Pass? Like, how do you think Microsoft's going to try to play and leverage Call of Duty to their advantage?
So I think their biggest play is having it continue to be $70 on PlayStation and available on Game Pass. That's the biggest play.
Yeah, for console, Warren. That's a lot of shit talking.
That's the biggest play.
Yeah,
if I owned Microsoft, that's what I would do. As far as taking things away, that's when you start trying to be petty. That's when you're getting like Sony. You start you want to leave Warzone on there, but take everything off.
You saying that's out of character for Phil? Phil ain't about that life. He ain't about that thug life.
The old Microsoft was about that life. Phil ain't about that life.
Phil not he not thug life. He not gonna pull your shit.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh shit.
So I mean, I think the most petty they can is to keep Warzone on PlayStation, but take everything else off.
Okay, all right.
And it's available on Game Pass.
Okay, that's what I think they're gonna do. I think that's the scenario, and the only reason why I say I think that scenario is, they're paying $70 billion, and I doubt they're paying $70 billion just to take on the responsibility of a third party, right? Mm-hmm. I think it has to be a little bit more. I think they need some big bangers. I think they realize they need big banging content on their service. And they can't just buy all new studios and wait years and years and years. I think they need big banging content, big banging IPs that's already established and just absorb it and boom, instantly put it on the service, right? Because Microsoft can't just keep buying new studios or studios that don't have projects in the pipeline because you'll wait for years before that happens. I think they need something that's already done in the pipeline, established, recognized. You know what I'm saying? Things that people know just by name, like Call of Duty. It's like something they know, Overwatch. And then, boom, they want a Game Pass. And I think that's one of the big deals. But I think let's say a world where Microsoft buys Activision, and then the very next day, all the games are still on PlayStation. I don't think being on Game Pass is going to move a lot of PlayStation games away from PlayStation. Because that's like a hassle, right? Like, I'm going to move a whole ecosystem. And then you're going to ask, well, I think I'm going to go on Xbox play Game Pass. Are you guys doing it? Nah, I'm just gonna chill right here. And they're like, fuck it, yeah, you're right. I'll just buy it here. It don't matter. Hell, I got 5, 6, 7 years of, it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do some shake up. You gotta be like, yo, son, you ain't playing shit unless you're on Xbox. Fuck out of here. Fuck you mean. You thought you were gonna play some Call of Duty every year on PlayStation? You think I spent $70 billion for your punk ass to stay home? Nah, son. Get your ass on the Xbox Series S.
Yeah. No, but what I think, in my opinion, the best case scenario is for it to stay multiplat, just as it is now. But the worst case scenario for us gamers, or I guess Call of Duty players, is that Warzone and the multiplayer component stays multiplat, but the single player and anything co-op like Zombies or Spec Ops goes exclusive stuff. Because Call of Duty in itself,
I didn't even think about that.
It's built to be separated.
They pull a Halo Infinite.
Right, you can how do I say this? You can only install the multiplayer if you just want to touch that and not the campaign or whatever. So they can pull all the social, I guess, and the single player to their side, and then keep just multiplayer and Warzone. So if people want to play Zombies, they're like, "Fuck, man, I gotta buy an Xbox or a PC."
Psycho. Yo, what if he did that? What if he's like, what if PlayStation gets Warzone and they get just the multiplayer portion of Call of Duty, but the single player campaign, Zombies, and any other side stuff, that's exclusive to Xbox.
People play the single player. There's a lot of people.
Tell me that shit won't be crazy. Because it's true, you can download each of those things separately, so they're already separated.
Yeah. They're not. I agree. I think that Microsoft should compete and make Sony compete. I disagree with you when you say that it's bad for the gamers. I think it's good for gamers because it forces these companies to compete harder.
Yo, that shit would be crazy.
I agree with you.
That
When you
shit,
put it
yo,
like that, I
that
agree with
shit,
you.
yeah, that shit is crazy. I did not even dawn on that. Like, yo, they could really, technically can do that. Hey, and you know what's crazy? They'll sell the annual Call of Duty, only the multiplayer, and it will still be $70.
Oh,
that'll be.
that would be.
You
bad.
really want Call of Duty that bad?
Not me! Not me! No, hell no! Hell, don't even look at me. I'll be like, oh, hell nah, you ain't sucking me with this bullshit.
Yo,
Hell
that's crazy.
no.
That'd be bad.
Yo, that shit. Don't make me work for Microsoft. I would recommend that. I'd be like, yo, Phil, I got an idea for you.
Yeah, I know.
Yo,
right?
that's some evil. That is
They ain't
evil.
got, they ain't got
That
that
is
kind of grit.
evil.
I don't think they had that kind of grit in them, man.
I
They
don't know.
too worried about getting canceled. Or
They
not
got
canceled,
no
but, you know.
they got no balls. I'll be like, yo, I would do it.
Right.
I'll be like, fuck it, unleash the Kraken. We'll see how this, yo, that would be
Bro,
crazy.
Hey, we didn't lie. We said we was gonna make it keep it multi-plat.
Hey, I said I was gonna
I would
keep the multiplayer. I ain't saying shit about the single player.
I would tell Phil, hey, make the single player, the zombies, and half of the multiplayer only on Xbox. So PlayStation only get team deathmatch and free for all. That's
Oh my
it.
god, that would be.
That's all you get.
For $70.
Yep, and
it's still $70.
Yeah, and then at the bottom it says unlock full experience, and when you press the right stick to see that, it says buy an Xbox.
Oh,
There
yo,
you
that's
go.
petty.
I got a question.
Yo, that's
That
petty.
being
That's some
said-
petty shit right there.
That being said, do y'all think Sony will allow Microsoft to have Destiny on Game Pass?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good question. They might remove it. They just said it's going to be multiplayer. They didn't say how. Well, they did say, though, Bungie has all control on their IPs. Full control on...
You know how they don't like Game Pass, man. I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
See, I think it's the same with the Activision thing. We don't know the full picture, so that on the paperwork there might be, hey, if you're gonna put it on a service, make sure it's on our first and then on Game Pass or whatever the hell. But like I said, in the past, Destiny and all its DLCs were on Game Pass.
Well, Destiny
Not anymore,
is...
though.
So they made a good point. Destiny is now free to play, but I think all future map packs won't be on Game Pass. I think that because I did that for a little bit, right? I don't know if it was temporary.
Yeah.
Like
It
I remember
temporary.
Beyond Light was like day one on Game Pass.
Yeah. So
something
Beyond
like
Light and everything before that was on Game Pass for a certain time.
Yeah.
But
they took it off
away for a reason. So yeah.
It's going to
Yeah,
be real
they make their money off of the expansions and the DLC store.
Yeah. So that's a good point. But yeah, Destiny 2 is free to play. I just don't know. I think yeah. But there's one thing. This is a good point though. So we know Sony's keeping the game off of Game Pass. So now, do people believe me when I tell them it wasn't Sony that made the decision to put MLB The Show day one on Game Pass? Because if they're trying to block third party, how the hell they're gonna co-sign their own shit day one? It wasn't them. The publisher was MLB. They're the ones that made the deal.
Same thing.
You know, I've been trying to tell people, if you look at who published the game on Xbox and also Nintendo, it was MLB. They're the
Who's
publisher.
disputing that?
What?
Who is disputing that?
People know. You'd be surprised how many people thought Sony made the decision to put a day one or agreed to put a day one on Game Pass, but they still won't
That
put a
makes
day
no
one
sense.
on their own shit. I'm like, that shit makes
So
no sense.
when I saw that,
Makes no
when I
sense.
saw the deal on Game Pass, to me it was like Sony was like, "No, MLB, don't do it," and MLB was like, "Fuck you, all right, I'm gonna do it." Fuck
Yeah, like you can't do
you.
shit.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, you can't
do shit.
You can't do shit. That's why MLB took the check, and that's just they want on Game
MLB
Pass.
was like, "You my bitch, I'll put that shit on Game Pass."
Yeah, but many people try to use that, saying, "No, Sony just don't give a shit." And I'm like, but now we know the truth. Sony is not only not gonna put their own shit, they're trying to prevent other people from putting their own shit on Game Pass. They're not playing.
Dang.
Oh shit! So I think that should be the concrete proof in this one. You know.
Yeah.
So hey, this is really the only two topics that gaming ain't really. I mean, there's other games I haven't played yet. So like Call of the Lamb. Let me ask y'all about this. Have y'all seen like Twitter feed for Call of the Lamb? Why is that shit killing my timeline? That shit reminds me of when
saw a picture.
that shit reminds me of when Popeye's Chicken first came out. And everybody was going nuts.
Shit.
Like, is Cult of the Lamb that popping? Yo, chat, what's up with Cult of the Lamb? Like, everybody's like, oh, I just played 19 hours of this. Oh, my God. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Bro, I have no idea what this. I heard about it for the first time last week on Part 8 podcast.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this shit is wild. Like, yo, man, like a lot of people, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought it was like, at first it was 1 or 2. And I keep saying, he goes, oh, I just finished 15 hours of Cult of Lamb. And then I look at the picture, I'm like, this is some indie shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, like is this some Popeye's chicken shit going on here? Like, what the hell? That, yo.
It's like a game that starts out very cute, and then it turns very fucking creepy and evil and shit.
So you played
it?
Like,
no, but I saw the trailer for it when it was announced a long time ago. Right. So I was like, "Oh, this is kind of it's like Tunic, for example. Tunic is really cute, but then it gets really dark and very mysterious, and it intrigues you. So I guess that's why people really like it.
You know? And I'm not knocking the game, because it could be an amazing game. Sure. It's just weird. I rarely see games where so many people said they put crazy amount of hours. Like, there's literally people saying they put in 19-hour sessions, 15-hour sessions. I didn't even see that for Elden Ring. Like 12-hour sessions. Like, holy cow. I'm like, yo, like crazy people are just doing the most.
The last game I did that was Division 2. I started playing it and just time flew by, bro. I was playing Division 2 for like 12 hours straight.
Oh, shit. That's just crazy. Cult of the Lamb, man. All right. So, all right.
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb.
It's okay. Is it in Gamepass? That sounds just
like man.
I'm done. That's it. This man, this guy spoken like a true Xbox man. Talking like a true Xbox dude, bro. To the T. Is that on Game Pass? Because I ain't fucks with it if it ain't on Game Pass. Oh shit, man.
I sure ain't. I'll try it out though.
Yo, we're gonna hear that a lot this gen, man. I'm telling you, that's just gonna get sickening. Yo, you tried out that new game? It's on Game Pass? Oh my god, bro. Like I can't, bro. Like I can't.
I mean, they got a demo or something. I mean,
man, it's not give me something, bro. Like everybody, I can't risk.
YouTube, there you go. You don't gotta buy it. You just watch YouTube.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just watch YouTube. Everybody does. That's how they play games now.
Yeah, no commentary video walkthrough. There you go.
Somebody says it's $25 fucking dollars. Hey, bro, that's like almost 2 months of Game Pass, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know, bro. 200 games plus XCloud. Laggy as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? That's Oh shit. So, hey, do you guys got anything you want to talk about? Because if not.
Yeah, I do. It's a simple topic. It's like, what are your most anticipated games for this year? Still.
Oh shit, still. Oh man, you know, boy. You know better than to ask me that question, boy. Be better.
Yeah, I see
you know what I'm saying? So no, God of War's one, so I am looking forward to God of War. I'm also looking forward to Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting. It's coming out September. I think it's from what's the game? What?
Gotham Knights?
No. So no, not Gotham Knights. I mean, I'm gonna look out and see how it is, but that's not a big what is it? Oh, fuck, I forgot the name. Valkyrie? No, it's not. No. It comes out September. Hold on, give me a second. Psycho Gamer, you answer the question first. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, my answer's real short. Just God of War for me.
That's it.
That's all I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I would say the same if I had a PlayStation. I don't have one right now. I only have a 4. I'm not playing that shit on PS4.
Yeah, man,
I am not playing that shit at 30.
Yeah, let that shit go. Fuck PS4. I'm sorry. Yo, you gotta let that motherfucker die. Let it die.
I'll wait till I get a PS5 and then I'll play it there.
Yeah, let that motherfucker die.
No, but I'm really looking forward to. Well, it's mostly games that Pro Rock doesn't like, so I'm looking forward to Need for Speed. That's supposed to come out this year. Looking forward to a game called Car X.
Looking forward to a racing game. That shit should never be. Listen, there's certain rules in life, right? You never make a racing game your most wanted game of the year, and you never make a racing game a nominee for game of the year. Those are the rules.
Oh, no.
Those are the rules. That's just a rule. You don't qualify. Listen, it don't belong in the bad bitch genre. It's a genre. You're not part of the roster. Sorry. Get your ass. Now I'm just playing. Now, okay, it's a Need for Speed. All right.
Yeah, so Modern Warfare 2, I'm buying that shit day one.
All right.
Spider-Man already came out again, so I'm going to play it on PC.
I'm going to cop that too, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Fuck. Saints Row, I already bought Saints Row because I got it on sale, even though it hasn't come out yet. Mm-hmm. I'm slightly, cautiously optimistic about it because the trailers are not really painting a good picture for me.
For which game?
Saints Row.
Okay, Saints Row. Okay.
Yeah. The only reason why I still bought it is because I'm a huge fan since the first game up until Get Out of Hell. And because they said that they want to make their own version of GTA Online later down the line. And the map looks huge and very diverse and very nice. So being able to play with up to 20 people maybe on a map like that would be sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Shit. I think that's it that I have for now. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Call of Duty too. I'm like one of those rare people that only play single players. So
Okay. But the single players are good, man.
Knight's a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights a little bit. I hope Gotham Knights is good.
Call of Duty single player is underrated, man. People don't give that Call of single player credit that it deserves. It's just
dope.
They really do some great set pieces in that. It's just they have a great formula. So
Yeah.
Valkyrie Elysium, that was the game. That's September. Overwatch 2 comes out in October. You know what's funny? Overwatch 2 was announced, but it doesn't feel like there's hype behind it, even though it should be, because that's a huge game. Like, am I wrong or?
The thing is that they messed it up. Honestly, it should have been an update overhaul to Overwatch 1 because it's essentially Overwatch 1 but free to play with a upgraded engine and upgraded graphics. It's nothing huge. Oh shit! I fucking voice cracked. But yeah, they announced it as a sequel, but when they showed it, people were like, "This is not a sequel. This is just more of Overwatch 1." So the hype died down real quick. Yeah, but the good thing is if you love Overwatch, you're getting more of it, better of it, and it's free to play. The only thing that you have to really pay for is the co-op section.
Okay. All right.
So
No More Heroes 3 comes out in October. Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Star Ocean. Okay.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones.
Oh, fuck that shit, bro. That's from Ubisoft.
That's from you know. I completely forgot about that game. That shit's coming out now.
They dropped the ball so hard because it's literally it's Black Flag the worst.
Oh,
so because you're always on a boat. You're always on a fucking boat.
I hate.
I would have loved if they carbon copied Sea of Thieves, but with realistic graphics.
They announced that right when Sea of Thieves came out.
Yeah,
right?
That was like 2016 or 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to be freaking. I want to go to the islands and explore. Give me like a pseudo Assassin's Creed movement system, right? That's it, and then let me get back on my boat and fuck around. But no, it's always on the boat. It's like a mobile game, dude.
I ain't gonna lie, I fucking hate Black Flag. That is out of all the Assassin's Creed, I cannot stand Black Flag.
I didn't enjoy it either.
I didn't enjoy it. I hate the pirate shit. I'm like, yo, you assassin, but you got a whole boat for the whole world to see you coming. That make no sense.
Like you're a pirate, but then you get thrown into the assassin and Templar war.
But you're not really an assassin. You got a whole ass ship. You're blowing shit up.
Exactly. The whole thing with this was you helped a dying assassin, and he's like, "You're no assassin, brother. Here we go. That's it. That's how you became an assassin." I personally like running and jumping buildings and shit. I don't like being on a fucking boat.
Yeah. Hogwarts Legacy got pushed to 2023, but Callisto Protocol, that's another game December. That looks good.
Yeah, that looks really intense. Shit. So Hogwarts Legacy, something real quick about it. It's fine that it's going to be single player. But when I saw it, I was like, this game is a perfect MMO. Literally. You choose in which house you want to be a part of. You do the classes that they have there. You go to competitions and all this other shit. But it's a single player game, so it was kind of a letdown. But I'm going to try it.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be the first Harry Potter game. Because most of them I don't really care. I mean, I don't really play any of them, but this one looks really good. Just from a gameplay, well-built game standpoint. It looks good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing Slytherin. I don't give a fuck.
It's fucking
House of Slytherin, boy.
Avalanche Studios are freaking master. They're just wizards at making them big worlds.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good.
Yo, Slytherin for life. We doing this, bro. I'm a fucking whispering snake. This shit's crazy, man. But I
gotta get up out of here.
All right, brother, man. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on, man.
All right.
Yeah,
hey, brother. Hey, so today you were a guest. That's like I tell everybody. You a guest, so I got you your drinks, I got you your hors d'oeuvres, all that shit. But next time, nah, son, you don't need an invite. You hop in when you want to, get your own drink, and hell, shit, since you're in the fridge, pass me a drink. Because I'm just sitting on the sofa.
Appreciate.
All right? So you're welcome anytime. Thank you for coming through.
Appreciate it. All right, man. See.
You know what I'm saying?
Project Cloud's been here for a while, though.
What happened?
Project Cloud.
Oh yeah, Project. Oh shit, Project. What you doing? You silent and stuff?
You've been quiet, dude.
yeah. I just,
You've been slithering around.
He just snuck in. He sat in the back. He's like, all right, guys, I'm here. Man, so
he came in when everybody was watching the movie already. He said that he's in the back.
Project. So we know we're gonna ask Project Cloud, right? Because we already passed the topic, but he always has a topic to talk about. He always has one. So what's the sneak topic you want to bring up?
Sneak topic.
You know, you have
that's
one.
a good one.
You know you have one. Don't lie. Don't act like you don't have one. You have one.
Well, that's kind of the thing.
You don't have one.
I don't really have one.
No.
What are you looking forward to then? This year.
All right, so talk about what are you looking for?
Sure.
This year, 2022.
Yeah, it's a quadruple threat, I'd say. So Last of Us Part 1.
Ooh. All right.
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna get down on that multiplayer, right?
Single player.
Dude. This man purposely putting it at 30 FPS.
And he's going to make sure it runs at 30 FPS.
You're going to have the frame rate
They
up.
give it to me at 60, and I play it at 60.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And I like that for FPS, to be honest. Like, I'm not asking for 30 FPS.
Yeah, for sure.
This game. And then... So yeah, Last of Us Part 1, Modern Warfare 2, God of War Ragnarok, and the Callisto Protocol.
That's a powerful. That's a powerful lineup. That is a powerful.
It really is.
Don't you wish they were day one on PlayStation Plus?
No. No.
For only $1?
Well, look. Here's the thing. Like,
that's a good one.
When you have talent that good, just pay for it.
There you go. You get what you pay for, man. That is a powerful. You know, damn, that is a lot, man. I mean, The Last of Us remake, Modern Warfare, Callisto, and God of War. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, that's a lot of good talent there.
That's some good stuff, yeah. Man, so you know, there's some good around games, man. This is some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. So you know about the whole topic thing. So this is hardly a topic, but it's kind of a mini topic. But Did you see Gamer's tweet out there from a couple days ago? How he was saying how it's like, thank you in advance, Santa Monica, like God of War Ragnarok Game of the Year. It's like
Crack Gamer said that.
No, hip hop.
Oh, Hip Hop Gamer. What did he say?
Hip Hop Gamer.
Yeah. Like he was. I should find the tweet here, but
he was trolling. He was saying
Game of the
Year.
So he's already calling it Game of the Year.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
and I think he could.
I mean, he could be right.
Here's the thing: Elden Ring would win right now. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: I do think God of War is going to have an advantage of being the most recent game that's going to have super high acclaim by the time the Game Awards come out, because that's literally the next month.
I see what you mean.
You know, so it still has its work cut out for it. Now, granted, does being a 97 on Metacritic guarantee you're going to be Game of the Year? No, it doesn't.
It does not.
But I will say this: a lot of those same critics, presumably who already gave it such a high score, are going to be voting at the Game Awards. No, I just personally hope. Again, this is just me. If you're somebody who loves Elden Ring, you know, more power to you. But I do think there's a good sensibility out there that says this game is ridiculously hard. It's not accessible. If you love that type of game, it's really for you, but it's just not quite. I don't know. It's not as accessible. It's not as cinematic. It's not as much of an experience. It's more about, let's just make things extremely brutal on you. And if you love that, you know, it's a 97. If you don't, it's like a 0.
I think people get too caught up.
It's like an on and off switch.
People get too caught up on the whole which game won Game of the Year. I personally would be happy with the game being nominated at all. You know, if I see a game that I really like and it's nominated, I'm like, that's enough. Like, hell yeah, bro, get that recognition. Mm-hmm. But if it doesn't win, I don't really care. As long as it's there and people know about it, right? No Man's Sky won a bunch of nominations throughout the years, and I'm glad because the game picked up so much, but people still had that image of, oh no, this game was like 2016 trash. But no, the game is completely different, and it has VR, and it has a bunch of horror stuff. You know, it has so much stuff going for it, and it keeps getting better. So it getting that recognition, it may not have won the nominees, but just because it's there, to me, I'm happy for the developers because they worked hard for that.
Well, like for me, when It Takes Two was that the most recent game that actually won? I think that was.
Yeah, wasn't that the one last year?
That was like. And here's the thing, like, if you looked at the Metacritic score, like, that actually was going to be, you know, at least a contender. But I was surprised that it went all the way. Like,
I was really happy that it did.
That actually was probably my game of the year 2021 when I have to reanalyze what the games that came out that year. But at least for me playing it, you know, like, couch co-op, storytelling, oh, dude, it was fantastic.
Yeah. If you're open-minded, then it's so many things. It has so many things going for it. I didn't play it because I didn't have a couch co-op buddy to play it with. So I saw someone else play it, and it was like the experience is certainly there. Like it's the same with A Way Out. Like they knocked it off the park.
I mean, yeah. So you're talking about It Takes Two, right?
It Takes Two, yeah.
There was a lot of people. I remember when that game, came out. There was just so many people, and not just like the normal community members we're used to, just like new people popping on my timeline, husbands, and wives. Like it was a very influential game that got a lot of people playing together.
There's a comedian that I watch sometimes called Chris D'Elia. Even that motherfucker made a Twitch to play that game with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
I didn't want to see. No, go
ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I actually like A Way Out even more just because of the mature nature of the storytelling. Yeah, absolutely. But I will say this from a gameplay perspective, especially if you're somebody who really loves having that change in gameplay all the time, and if you just like kind of witty stuff and yet still having a really nice kind of emotional story, and yet it's also a funny story, like It Takes Two is kind of unbeatable if that is your style. If you're kind of a funny person. It Takes Two is gonna get you silly.
A Way Out and It Takes Two are basically very similar games in their concept, but It Takes Two was them. It was them being like, if you really want to stretch our muscles and really show what we're about, it has to be a more cartoony game so we can go far and wide beyond what we could possibly do with some realistic characters in a realistic setting like A Way Out is. And that's what they did. The game, you can see the huge amount of improvement in terms of everything, literally, that it from one game to the other. And the art style has a lot to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think when the game was first revealed with a trailer, I was disappointed with It Takes Two because I'm like, well, that's not what I'm expecting from the developer that just made A Way Out. Then they released like the gameplay trailer. I was like, oh yeah, this is totally that game from the guys who made Brothers, whatever the name of that was. It had Brothers or something in the title, and then
Brothers. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. You play with two sticks.
Yeah,
with you control them separately.
Player. It literally has like the same concepts from like A Way Out, and It Takes Two. It's just that it's one player controlling two characters.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they broke that up, for the subsequent games. But even still, that game is. You can see all of those concepts that they're kind of going for are in that game. You know what I mean? The adventure, just the changing up gameplay quite a bit, and that game doesn't really have like full storytelling, but at least has an emotional kind of setting, and it tries to get you to relate to the characters even though they don't really talk from memory. So it just kind of give off sounds. And I think they even have like blank faces or something, but it's still a fascinating game, especially looking back on it. And that's actually one of my only indie games I've played, to be honest, because indie games don't really appeal to me, but honestly, like as I see developers do more interesting work and more ambitious work, it's like, oh, well, actually they're starting to make the games that like Uncharted used to be, but we don't get as much.
I have an indie game for you both that and it's not like It Takes Two. It's single player. You can play with friends too. It's called Risk of Rain 2. If you guys have never played it, it's like a roguelike. So if you die, that's it. You got to restart the run and keep going. But you go around killing monsters. They drop money, and then you buy stuff around the map, and you get you get perks, and you can keep stacking those perks to get more powerful. And the goal is to find a teleporter and keep doing that until you go to the final boss and beat the game. But by the time you get there, the game is so fucking hard. There's so much shit going on. It's a very thrilling and exciting game. If none of you, even the chat, hasn't heard of it.
What's it called?
Risk of Rain.
Risk of
2.
Rain. 2.
Yeah,
it's part 2.
Yeah, it has a bunch of characters with different abilities and different powers and such. So every character plays completely different. So the experience is always different. There's like 7 or more maps that all they're randomly that they show up randomly after you take a teleporter, and most of them have they have like 3 to 2 layouts. So every time you spawn in that map, it'll look different, or it'll have a door open, or So it's a very fun game.
Okay.
I'm just curious, have you played Unravel or Unravel 2?
I tried a little bit, but I wasn't in the mood for it. It looks really interesting, though.
Yeah, like there was a time when I was like, I remember that game was first revealed. I was like, this looks ridiculous. I'm into the AAA stuff, and now it's like,
yeah, you wouldn't do this. What the hell?
It's like, okay, I'm a little bit more open to some of these more, different art style games.
Yeah, EA is the most bipolar company in the gaming industry, dude. Like they make their main games are just money grabbing trash games, and then they go around and do cutesy, cool kid games that are actually really good. That doesn't make any sense.
Is that the game with the yarn looking?
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm
that
like,
was EA.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yeah, pass. I didn't want to play a knitting simulator, so I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, the way I sort of understand it loosely is like it's kind of like Ori, but it's just with different
with yarn
design characters.
Oh, yeah, yarn.
or made of yarn and stuff like that. Oh snap! All right.
I have a closing topic real quick. Okay. What games are you guys playing?
What's funny? All right. So the game I'm playing now, and don't shoot me. All right. So in my defense, remember I'm a big comic book fan. So I'm gonna say before I say the game I've been playing is number 1. I'm a comic book fan, and number 2, I am biased. I admit it. I have a pro bias towards comic book games. So I do not hold comic book games to the standards to any other genre. They always will get a free pass from me. That's just how I am. So, but I can admit it.
What are you?
I'm playing Marvel Avengers.
I thought you were gonna say you were playing Superman 64 or something.
Shit,
dude, what the fuck?
Shit, I played that too. I give comic book games. I don't know why. I am pro-biased. I'm very pro-biased towards comic book games. I never hold them to the same standards of other games. Like, that's just how it is. And for whatever reason, I've been playing.
That's cool, man.
I've been
playing it through Gamepass.
No, I buy my games. Now I bought it for $5, but I still bought it. I still bought it though.
Oh, so you bought the Game Pass edition for $5? Then
no, I got the disc, and it's physical. I got the physical disc for $5. It was on Best Buy for like $5.98. So I saw, Wario 64 or whatever on Twitter. He posted he always posts great deals, whatever.
Oh yeah, bro. So he got the deals.
Yeah, that's if you want to follow, you gotta follow Wario on Twitter. My man will always be finding great stuff. So when he says, "Hey, get Marvel's Avengers for under $6," I clicked the link. It was on Best Buy. I bought it. I also got Cyberpunk 2077 for like $7, the disc version. So
that's cool, man. That's cool. What about your project?
Yeah.
What you playing right now at 30 FPS?
30 Dead Space.
Dead Space.
No, not
the original. Yeah, obviously.
Nope. On 360. Well, not on 360, but it's a 360 game. I'm playing on Series X.
I see. We're still
the remake's coming out in January.
I know, right? I'm trying to make sure I can actually be like, this is the old, this is the new. You know what I mean? So. Before I jump into the new one, I'm like, I can never go back to the old. So
hey, have you tried Skyrim?
Nope.
This man,
it's
bro.
on Gamepass.
Honestly, I don't.
And it's 30 FPS.
Yeah. It's a good game, man. It's a really good game.
Nah, I don't
My
want to
girlfriend
pressure.
actually was
I don't want
playing
to
it.
pressure.
She
I don't
was
want to
trying to
pressure.
do
I don't
it
want to
know
pressure.
for the
that it
first
is,
time.
but given my interests and my backlog, I'm covered.
Okay, I'm just saying, like Skyrim is one of those, especially at the time when it came out. Skyrim was one of those ahead of the line privileges type game. It was.
Yep.
It was. To this day, I think it's one of Bethesda's best work, if not the best work they did so far. So
I agree.
If Starfield could even be half as good as Skyrim, they're already at a good place. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6. You know, I want to see the improvements that they can do.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm just.
Yeah, they're gonna have a voice protagonist with 4 lines per dialogue choice. Just
You know,
follow for.
Shit. That's why. Yeah. Remember, so like BioWare when they did Mass Effect, they had like mad dialogue, and then when they did Anthem, it's like 2 dialogues. You got 2 choices.
Yeah,
like,
what
what
both do
happened?
the same shit. It's like good or bad, and then the good is like okay, fuck you, and the bad one is just fuck you.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
it was the same. It's the same thing.
Man, BioWare, man. I hope BioWare goes back to their old grind, man. Because I mean, Anthem was good in concept, but oh man, it was just.
Bro, it was so boring, dude. I couldn't play it for more than 10 minutes. It was so boring.
Oh. See,
Yeah.
I'm the guy because that's a game that they literally built it for co-op multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I was playing a co-op single player. I've really enjoyed my time with that game.
It felt like it was the closest thing to Iron Man that we would get.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. It's like, okay, so Project Cloud, you played it a lot, I'm assuming, right? You played it enough?
I played it enough. I actually played Anthem a lot.
okay. So I have a question.
I played it
Do you,
for like,
do you upgrade the thrusters to go faster? Can you upgrade the thrusters to go faster?
No.
Fuck that
Not
shit,
that I
then.
can
That
think
was
of.
too slow for me.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, you can't improve the speed. You can make them more powerful.
I
Obviously,
can.
you make them more. I can't. Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't remember like making them fly faster.
Nah, dude. But anyways, the game that I've been playing, it's on a similar ballpark as Project Cloud because it's on the Xbox and it's at 30 FPS because Microsoft refuses to make it 60, and that is Crackdown 3. Playing Crackdown 3, the most controversial game on Xbox.
Now I don't feel bad now. Now I'm playing Avengers. Now I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all.
A little quick history. I played the first one way back. I just beat it again here because I really liked the first one.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me try 3 because 2 is literally 1 but different. It's the same map. So, and dude, honestly, man, it's fun, man. I don't like
even without the power of the cloud.
Yeah, even without the power of the cloud. Like when you play 1, right? It's fun, but when you play 3, you see the improvements, and you're like, okay, I can see how much better it is. And it's a shame that
You're talking about like not the multiplayer, but like the campaign. Right?
No, single player.
Okay,
yeah, just single player.
Okay.
Yeah, the aiming is a lot more responsive. The camera is more responsive because in the first one it was very clunky.
Okay.
The movement, you can't increase the sensitivity for that.
Yeah.
But the map is huge. The movement, the powers, you get so much shit now that you can unlock and improve. And also every sector, and the first game was like this too. Every sector had its own gang, but in the first game they mostly were the same. It's just like a different race, but with guns. Here it's like robots, motherfuckers in construction with toxic suits and techno people. There's so much shit going on in the game. So it's actually really fun if you're into that type of game. And to close it off, it's a shame that the Xbox community didn't really support that game and they just used it for console war because it's actually a fun game that just needed a bit more love, in my opinion.
Yeah, when the game didn't do the destruction they were hyping.
Yeah,
that shit. They set themselves up.
Yeah. It's still like when you really look at it, it's still pretty bland compared to what it could have been. Obviously, because of what they were advertising it to be and never became.
It didn't have the power for Titans.
Yep. But if Microsoft lets Sumo make a Crackdown 4 with the Series X in mind, I feel like they could do a really good job. And
Series X or Series S in mind?
Series, yeah, dude, Xbox One because they're still supporting that shit.
Oh shit! Oh man!
But yeah, that's pretty much for me, dude.
All right, brothers. Okay. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up, man. I truly appreciate it. Hey, we're gonna wrap this up. Hey, call me Jay. Let them know where they can find you. I know you got a Twitch, right?
Yeah, I got a Twitch, twitch.tv/callmej. I haven't streamed in a while, but I might stream some of these new games coming up. So the only thing that I can provide of originality is that I complain about shit, and I guess I'm funny, and I have an ultra wide, so you can get to see the ultra wideness on stream.
Ultra wide.
There you go.
Right. Project. Let them know we can find you, old man. What is old man Sully?
Old man Sully Morgan.
At 30 FPS.
Yes, 30 frames, some lag here and there.
Yeah, there you go. 30 frames with some lag.
30 frames, so you can get to 24.
There you go. And of course, you know me, your only friend in these YouTube streets, PorterRock77. Hey, hit the like button on the way out. 175 viewers, 95. Just get me up to 100 and stuff. Again, for all those watching, debates are back on. If you want to debate me, some topics and gaming and stuff like that, just hit me up in a DM. You create the topics. Floor is yours. We'll set up some times. I'll try to make it a Thursday thing, but I'm more than welcome for the challenge, within the community. So advertise it. Get up in there. People, if you know people that think would be good at debating me, hit them up. Let them know to hit me up in the DMs. And I'll welcome the conversation.
Yeah, please don't be scared, man. We're not making fun of people here.
So
we just want to have a conversation.
You could look at my last video. It was very, well organized between me and the other person, Juno. So it was a really good time and stuff like that. So come through, hit me up in the DM. We could work it out. And I think the people really enjoyed the actual serious conversation behind it. But anyway, this is your only friend these YouTube streets, PorterRock77, and we are out of here. I'll see you guys next week on another episode of 60 Frames No Lag, and then hopefully maybe something this week I could hook something up. Hopefully a debate. But anyway, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll truly appreciate it. You guys take care. You guys have a good night.
Take care, chat.